What's going on, everyone? So yesterday, two great things happened. One, the Los Angeles Lakers got the bounce back win against the Brooklyn Nets. They lost to the Pacers, which is fine, right? You're going to lose some games. It's fine. What does the bounce back look like? Do you handle business and continue a new win streak? I've said it before, right? If you go and win 10 out of 11 games, I don't care if you win 10 and then lose the 11th, or you win 5, you lose 1, and then you win 5. Still the same result. And the end result, as long as it's the same, as long as the Lakers get into the A seed, win enough games to get there, sign me up. I'm great for that. The other big thing was Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent officially returned from injury, and this is huge for the Lakers, right? One, it's another piece, another body, specifically a defensive body. And just now we can start really kind of shaping this roster, finding our rotation, getting this last stretch of games going into April. We got 7 games in April, right? 5-1 or 6-1, 5-2 at the worst. I'd like 6-1. In a perfect world, your first 2 games are very winnable, right? You're playing the Toronto Raptors and the Washington Wizards. That doesn't mean that you're just going to run through those teams. Still NBA teams. You're still the Lakers. Teams are going to want to show up. Teams are going to want to beat you. You're on the road. You need to lock in. You need to focus. You win those 2 games. Yes, they're on a back-to-back. Still very winnable games. Then you have that back-to-back against the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Minnesota Timberwolves, right? You need to win at least one of those on the back-to-backs, and then you close strong, finish strong with like the Grizzlies, the Warriors, and the Pelicans. Or I think it's the Warriors, Grizzlies, and Pelicans. Nonetheless, go win those games, right? Handle business. Lakers are right there. Let's get it. We can do this. I believe in them. But Gabe Vincent and his return, our defensive pieces, right? Our defensive identity is something that I've talked about heavily. And Gabe Vincent is clearly one of those guys that I believe can help shape and mold that defensive identity, right? When you saw this game, he, as far as defensive parts go, was excellent. You saw what you wanted to see from him. Moving his feet well, staying in front of guys, right? Being that pest, being that point of attack guy. Holding his own even in the post. He had a couple sequences, once against Watford, where he's literally like undersized, gets down, squats down, bumping, bruising with them, and actually affected the shot, and he missed, and we're going the other direction. Right? He had a couple great point of attacks where he got a steal. One, he got a point of attack. He wasn't the one that directly got the steal, but he helped create the turnover, which gets the Lakers another possession, which leads to another direction. Those are the kind of things, especially as he gets comfortable, especially as he starts getting his timing down, especially as he starts getting his feet under him. He's got 7 games coming up to kind of find his stride and get back into his stride. I think that from a defensive standpoint, that will be massive to have him that you can kind of plug in with the rest of our pieces, because offensively we're great. Offensively we've been fantastic. Our bench offense is struggling, and it's may end up being a problem. But we'll save that for a video for another time. But that's definitely a real concern. Gabe Vincent is a guy that I think could help to an extent with that. I don't think Gabe Vincent's going to be, a 20-point-a-game guy or anything like that. But I do think Gabe Vincent could be a guy that give you, 8 to 10, and then have that occasional 15 to 20-point game. Right? He's somebody that if he's just feeling it and getting hot, he can knock down the shots. He can help lead you in the right direction. That's my hope with Gabe Vincent. But as long as he can come in and be that defensive stopper that we need, right? You're going to get beat on occasion. You're going to have those moments, but can you consistently apply ball pressure? Can you apply ball pressure through the full length of the court? Can you be a disruptor? Can you hold your own on the defensive side of things? Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell have been better lately. I really like what I've seen from Austin Reeves more these last few weeks or so. He's been moving his feet better. He's been staying in front of guys. He's been just the point of attack. Not to the level that we need, but he's holding his own, right? He just doesn't have the athleticism and the foot speed, but he is holding his own in regards to just being able to be serviceable. That's all we need. Just be serviceable, right? Same thing with D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell, he's actually been solid defensively this season. He hasn't been great, but he's been consistent for the most part. Especially that Nets game, I thought he had really good active hands. I thought he was getting disruptive. He's been good all year, kind of disrupting passing lanes with that 6'10" wingspan. But again, be just consistent and serviceable on the defense side of things, and the Lakers will be in good shape, right? Then you add in a Gabe Vincent. You add in a Jared Vanderbilt who's expected to return in a couple of weeks, like a week or two. Early April is what they're shooting for. So we'll see what that is and when that means. But hopefully he can come back with at least like a handful of games. If he can come back for that Cavs and Wolves game, that would be massive for the Lakers, right? Because Cavs, Donovan Mitchell, and then the Timberwolves with Anthony Edwards could really use Jared Vanderbilt to be that guy that you could put on those guys and kind of pressure them. Now, obviously, he's not going to be Jared Vanderbilt that we know and love to the level. It's probably going to take a couple games to get under his belt. That's why I want him to get back with like 5 games or so he can kind of find his stride. But start getting your pieces back. I think that's going to go a long way. Right? Start shaping and molding that defensive identity, that defensive presence. You have the offense, right? But now if we can trickle in some offensive pieces with some of those defensive pieces and kind of just have better structured lineups, better structure rotation, I think the Lakers could, if they're not already a tough out and just scary, they're going to be even scarier. Right? Like they're just going to be that much better. Anything to kind of continue to build this momentum, continue to add the right pieces to this roster, I think we're going to be fine, right? Lakers have a real opportunity here. Lakers can really genuinely get into the playoffs here. And it starts with you got to overtake one of Sacramento and the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix has a very tough schedule, right? It's like sickening how tough it is. Sacramento's got a pretty tough schedule too. They also, unfortunately, you hate to see it, but unfortunately, it's part of the game. They lost Malik Monk, and to pretend like that's not going to have an impact would just be silly. That's definitely going to have an impact. Again, hopefully he heals up and he's good and he's back next season. I'd even love the Lakers to go get him. I don't think that that's very realistic, but man, I would love to have Malik Monk back. But it's unfortunate. It sucks, but look, it's the reality, right? So Lakers have opportunities here. They have to continue to build that momentum and head in the right direction. If they do that, then I think the Lakers will be in good shape going forward. You add in Gabe Vincent. I like that he was being aggressive, right? Obviously, he wasn't shooting the ball well. He was the only guy to score on our bench. He had the 2 points that our bench had and was 1 of 4 from the field. But, in 14 minutes, first came back, you knew he's not going to have his legs under him. He's not going to be shooting the lights out. He's not going to be doing anything crazy, but he can kind of hopefully begin to start finding his flow, finding his rhythm, get more comfortable. I did like that he wasn't shy. He wasn't afraid, right? He was being aggressive. He was also finding other guys. He had that nice assist to Anthony Davis, right? He's a guy that can be a true initiator, that can hit the open shot. Talked about Gabe Vincent heavily as that off-ball threat, which is valuable. You got D'Angelo Russell. You got LeBron James. You got Austin Reeves. You got Anthony Davis. Even Spencer Dinwiddie, who I was very disappointed in this game, but he's still a guy that can make plays, right? You got all these guys that can make plays and set guys up, right? Gabe Vincent, as a off-ball threat, is very valuable because he's not just an initiator. He's not just another playmaker. He's a guy that, yes, he can go and initiate the offense, get the ball to LeBron, get the ball to D'Angelo Russell, get the ball to Anthony Davis, get the ball to whomever if he needs to, and he finds a weak point. He can exploit it, right? He can operate in the pick and roll, right? He can find the open man, find the occasional cutter, right? That's great. But also his ability to hear LeBron, hear D'Lo, hear AD, and then step out and still be a threat at the three-point line is incredibly important. And then if he can find his shooting stroke, that's just going to add that much more value, that much more of a threat to the Lakers, who have been a very good three-point shooting team. I think Gabe Vincent's going to fit in great. And he's the kind of guard that has always had success alongside a LeBron James, right? Like, you think of, George Hill, Avery Bradley, Mario Chalmers, Norris Kroll, right? Like these guys are guys that have had success alongside LeBron James because not only can they initiate play defense, but they can also hit the open shot, be a cutter, be an off-ball threat. That's very valuable. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What was your thoughts on Gabe Vincent and his performance today? Give me like a grade down there. I'll be nice. I'll give him a B. right? Limited minutes, first game back. I thought he looked and was moving good out there. I thought he had some good defensive sequences, right? I don't think he was like great. Like, I don't think he was like, oh my gosh. Like, I wouldn't give him like a B+, but I think he was better. If you wanted to give him like a B-, sure. I don't think he was like a C or anything like that. Again, he didn't take a ton of shots. He didn't get a ton of opportunity. So given the limited role and the impact that I thought he did a good job with, I think a B's fair. But how do you feel? Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.